Test 1, 2, test 1, 2.
I'm doing well, thank you. Because she's on her way. Oh. Oh, so nice to meet you. I'm Stephanie Campbell. Okay. Okay.
Don't y'all fight over seats. See all those Waco TV stations out there. Oh, I know. Come and win at their convenience. But they always want me when they want me, huh?
Okay. Okay. I'll look down and I'll look at the time and I'll start. Okay. I can do that.
How you doing? You waving to me? Good. How you doing? He was waving to somebody. Was he waving to you?
We can all just lay back.
I did.
While we're waiting to get started, if y'all could please silence your cell phones and that there's no flash photography here in this area.
No, he's got an Oregon State hat on, doesn't he, back there? Is that OSU on his hat?
Yes.
I'm observant, see. Y'all come on in. We got seats. Come on, I know you want to ask. Don't be afraid, come on. Come to the front.
Yeah.
The Baptists think you saved if you're in the front row. Come on up here. There you go. The ones that get hungry, they sit in the back pew. Come on to the front, Seal. You need to be saved. Come on. That's where the Baptists make you sit. Come on. We do the baptizing at the end of the service.
All right.
Get on up here, Bo. Come on, man. Get up here. No, I'm Methodist. I don't know what those Baptists do. They tolerate me. Yeah, they just tolerate me.
All right, good morning. Thank you for joining us for the Baylor Women's Basketball Press Conference. We are joined at the podium today by head coach Kim Mulkey. And just a reminder before we begin to please raise your hand if you have a question and we'll bring a microphone to you. and that you identify yourself and your media outlet before asking your question. So we'll begin with an opening statement from Coach Mulkey.
I don't have one. Ready to go.
Well, we will open it up for questions.
Gary Graves, Associated Press. Coach, if you could just talk about your postseason and just how dominant you've been and just things that you've seen out of this team that maybe you didn't see in the regular season.
Well, I think we've been pretty consistent with our play. The biggest difference and the only difference between regular season and postseason is doing it with a freshman point guard versus Christy Wallace, our senior point guard. We're still the same team, run the same stuff. The only thing different would be the inexperience of Alexis Morris, and I think she's done remarkably well.
Tyler Bolden, KWTX. Coach, how much are you sharing information with other coaches who may have some common opponents earlier this season?
You don't. You don't. You know your team better than other coaches. You see scores, you see common opponents, but you've got to go to work, and your staff does all the work. You know, we're very familiar with our opponents here. We've played all three at some point in the last couple of years, and you just don't pick up the phone and talk about strengths and weaknesses of when you played them. You can see it on film pretty much.
Jerry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider. Kim, you talked yesterday about how Oregon State plays pretty much the same style of play. When I go back and look at that game 2 years ago, there's very few of the same names. Kalani played quite a bit, but really hardly anybody for them. Do you take much from that, or is it more looking at this year's team and kind of what they're doing?
Well, I think they have two players. We have one that no, we have two. We forget Dakia, even though she didn't play much in that game. And had Christy Wallace been here, she would have been our third one from that game 2 years ago. And I think Oregon State has two that I remember. There may be one or two more, but you don't put much stock in that. That was 2 years ago. They now have two WNBA players that were great players for them. We had some great players for us. You know, their style of play is pretty much like it was 2 years ago, and our style of play is the same. So two teams that fought hard 2 years ago, but really has no impact on what happens tomorrow.
How often, or how much have you spoken with Christy, you know, leading up to these postseason games and specifically these rounds?
Christy is in Australia. She had surgery over there with the influence of her father and the Opals team, and had a physician over there do her ACL surgery. Texting, there's 16 hours difference between Australia time and our time, and just texting her, keeping her spirits up, which you don't have to. That kid has the spirit. She'll be fine. I just wish that she was with us on that bench as opposed to being in Australia, but because of the long flight, I don't know when they will release her to come back to Baylor. She still needs to graduate, so keeping our fingers crossed that she'll be back in Waco and at Baylor maybe next week sometime.
Kim, with Juicy, particularly on the defensive end, was there an aha moment for her where she got it, or was it just a progression point of last year going against Alexis?
Juicy, as I told her the other day, has made a fool out of me as a coach. Here's a kid that last year was beat up every day by Alexis Prince and Alexis Jones. She had to guard them every day. And those were two fifth-year seniors, and here was this freshman straight out of high school. And her minutes were limited because of the depth that we had at her position. We start the year, and Natalie Cho is in front of her and pretty much gets all the minutes, and then Natalie hurts her wrist, and Juicy steps in like I told you I belong, and you should have had me out here to begin with. And she hasn't let up. Juicy is just confident, shoots it from way out, has unlimited range, probably has the best, she has the most consistent three-point shot that we have, and she does it effortlessly from way out. Her defense, to answer your question, was what limited her last year, and that's not unexpected for a freshman. She just needed to learn angles, passing lanes, help side, and things like that, and now it's very comfortable for her because it's like when you repeat something every day, it's like driving to work. If you just move to a new city, you have to use that GPS and concentrate on where you're going every day, and then when you've been doing it for a long period of time, you don't think about it anymore, and I think that's where Juicy is now in her development as a player for us.
Last week you mentioned that Dakia is one of your best offensive rebounders. Where would you be without her this season?
Well, Dakia, you wish that every coach had an opportunity to coach a kid who, I don't want to use the word waited her turn, but was patient. Dakia is a senior that never saw this many minutes in her career at Baylor until her senior year. Most kids whine and complain or transfer. Particularly today's athlete. Everything has to happen for them today. And Dakia just hung in there. And she's reaping the rewards because she is our best offensive rebounder. She's a tough matchup because I play her both inside and outside. Has a great perimeter shot. I said Juicy has the best range. Dakia may be the most consistent shooter we have from the perimeter. She can nail mid-range jumpers, and can shoot the three, but doesn't have to shoot the three. Very strong, can post you up. She's having an unbelievable senior year, and that's what you want. Some seniors leave and they're miserable and didn't enjoy it, and then you have those seniors that leave and they feel good about themselves.
Along that line, what is Lauren Cox bringing to you now that, again, over the course of the season, just looking, she's averaging like nearly 25 points a game in these two tournament games?
Lauren Cox is working her way into being an All-American. And she was a freshman last year that had to share the floor with about 5 post players. She signed with us as the #1 player in the country out of high school, knowing that we had all those players in our program, but she came anyway. So that's the first thing you notice about Lauren is how unselfish she is. She genuinely cares about her teammates. She genuinely enjoys Kalani playing with her. They have a relationship off the floor that you will see as they play together, where they laugh and they play well together and they hug each other and chest bump. And I haven't seen every school in the country, but them together has to be one of the finest post duos that you will see right now. I think her knowledge of the game on defense, she just can be a tremendous help side defender. She blocks shots like crazy. She can defend the perimeter player if we need her to. On the offensive end, she makes Kalani a better player because of her ability to feed Kalani, but also Lauren Cox can shoot any shot on the perimeter, and you have to respect that and come out and guard her. Go Army. Just saying. I see that Navy jacket.
With the short bench, how much are you telling your players to maybe be a little more conservative, if at all, and specifically with Kalani and Lauren?
No, we don't play that way. I can't coach that way. Go play. If we get in foul trouble, and if you go back in the last month, we've been in foul trouble. I've had to play small when Kalani and Cox picked up fouls early. You can't coach that way. You can't play that way. It's not our style. Now, be smarter. If you pick up a foul early, be smart. Instead of going for that block shot, maybe just stand there with your hands up. Things like that I've encouraged, but not to tell them not to play hard.
Kim, obviously you've been to this point a lot of times, and even going back to first and second round, how do you approach it in terms of potentially you've got another game to play in 2 days? Do you start looking at those other teams, or maybe having other coaches look at the other teams to already have a scouting report ready? How do you approach that part?
Well, yes, the players you don't fool with, but the coaches, we've got more coaches than I do players. So each of them is assigned a team. Each of them, when the bracket is announced, is assigned a team. And you get in the film work and you do your work, who you potentially could play. We've done scouting reports on people that lost out that we're not going to play. Plan ahead. It wasn't raining when Noah built his ark, right? Told you those Baptists love me, and the only Methodist they have on that campus. Jerry, we have great coaching staff. 3 of them have been head coaches. They're in that film room when I'm not. All I can concentrate on is the next opponent, and then they will present things to me, as you progress in the tournament. If you don't, then we keep those scouting reports, and you put them in a file for the future in case you play them in the regular season or in the playoffs again.
Coming to a new venue, how do you get your team kind of used to the surroundings, shooting-wise, just how it's laid out?
You practice. We're going to go out there and approach it the same way we do when we go in a non-conference and play some place that we haven't played before. And the biggest difference is just your fans. This is a home court to Louisville. Let's just be honest. It's a home court for Louisville. And I hear is it sold out? I don't know. Not quite. But we've been in the situation, too, where we've played in venues that seem like a home court for our team. So you just got to go play. And you've seen, Oregon State's a great example. Those home courts mean nothing anymore. They might get the adrenaline going a little bit when you're fatigued, but they don't win basketball games for you. Oregon State beating Tennessee there. Who else lost on their home floor? It's happening more now on the women's side than maybe in the past.
Do you put much stock in the whole idea about depth perception when you come into a different place and getting your players used to that atmosphere shooting-wise?
I don't know. I never was a shooter. I just told them, make the shot, I'll get you the ball. I don't know. The bigger the arena, does it matter? I really don't know. I think people who are competitors, that's why you have practice. They figure it out. You'll hear people talk about loose rims, tight rims, all that stuff. There may be something to it, but at the end of the day, you just got to go play.
Coach, good morning. Welcome to Lexington. Oscar Woodall here with Media WATB Radio. You spoke earlier about, you kind of touched on the idea of parity. Speak to parity, and because I believe you said playing on somebody else's floor doesn't really matter much anymore. You still got to go out there and play. Does that kind of go to how much parity there is in women's basketball now?
I was asked that question by a Michigan person before we played Michigan at home, the advantage of playing at home. And I understood his question because there is an advantage when you go to an arena on a home floor where you're just outnumbered, the crowd gets into it. But like I told him, we've experimented with that on the women's side. We've taken it to neutral courts. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I knew it wouldn't work when we tried it, but we tried it. Because there's nothing worse than watching a women's basketball game and there's nobody in the stands. So what I told him was this: build your program and do your work as you build your program and become one of the 16 seeds. And then the next week, we saw Tennessee lost at home and some others lost at home. So the home court doesn't necessarily win ball games for you. The teams are getting better. The coaches are getting better. And you kind of tune that out as an athlete. You know, when you're in the heat of the moment, I'm not sure how much of that crowd you really hear, because you're focusing on your team, what your coach is telling you to do, and you're just trying your best to win a ball game. Does that help answer it a little bit? Is there parity like on the men's side? No, I can't ever believe that there will be that kind of parity. There are thousands of male players that can play. There are only some handful of big-time blue-chip elite difference makers on the women's side. What you're seeing is they're spreading out more, and they're going to different schools. They're not all congregating at one school anymore, and that's progress. I think that's progress.
Coach, thank you so much for your time, and good luck tomorrow.
You bet. Thanks.
Your cell phones, and that there is no flash photography in here. Good morning again. Thank you for joining us for the Baylor Women's Basketball Press Conference. We are joined today by student athletes Takia Cohen, Alexis Morris, Lauren Cox, and Kalena Brown. And just a reminder again to please raise your hand if you have a question so we can bring a microphone to you, and that you identify yourself and your media outlet prior to asking a question. So we will open it up for questions for the student athletes. vacuum. Okay.
Jerry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider, Kalani. Can you talk about Matt coming in and what he's done with the strength program and how much that's helped you guys?
He's been a great help. Fixing our nutrition, first and foremost. I mean, that was a big deal for him. And then strength came second. I thought that, yeah, he's just a great strength coach.
Tyler Bolden, KWTX. Lauren, coach was saying that despite the short bench and possibly foul trouble, she's not telling you to be conservative. Are you sometimes trying to catch yourself with that, knowing that you go for so many blocks?
I think, like, starting the game, we just have to see how the refs are going to call it, because if they're going to call it tight, we can't be as aggressive trying to go get those blocks. But if they're going to let us play, then we're going to be more aggressive and not be as conservative.
Good morning, Gary Graves from the Associated Press for Kalani and Lauren. I hope I pronounced that right.
You got it right.
Okay, all right. Your coach was just saying a little while ago that Lauren, just by her development, that in turn she's made you a better player. For both of you, can you just talk about the development of your chemistry together on court and what you two do to play off of each other's talents?
We make each other better. I picked up a few things from Lauren that she does, and it's really helped me out. Lauren really opens the floor for me, with them having to guard her on the outside, so you can't really sag on me all that much. And whenever I'm taking the entourage with me down low, she can hit the three or the jumper. It makes no difference, whichever one. But I think that we play well together. It all started last year. And now we're just debuting what we've been working on this last year.
Yeah, like Kalani said, we've always kind of had that chemistry. We just didn't really get to showcase it last year because we had 5 post players. And I think we really play well off of each other. I think you have to focus on one of us, which leaves the other one open.
Good morning, ladies. Welcome to Lexington. Oscar Woodall, Haywood Media, WATB Radio. Alexis, question for you. Describe your team's style of play. Is it up-tempo, half-court game, defensively? What is your style of play offensively and defensively?
I would say up-tempo because we like to get out in transitions, but we also can execute in the half-court. On the defensive end, I think we're aggressive. We play together. We communicate. Yeah.
Alexis, this is for you. So your teammates up here, they've traveled the country postseasons before. Now, you've traveled the country this year, obviously, in regular season games. But how does it feel to do that now, knowing that y'all are one of the 16 teams left here?
As you know, I'm a freshman, so it's kind of new to me. I'm just taking it all in, just traveling and getting the feel. I don't know, I'm just taking it all in. I'm just trying to get the feel right now. You should have helped me.
Great things to say about you, and she said she didn't want to say that you waited your time, but that you're really starting to blossom here in your senior year. Can you talk a little bit about that and your 4 years and how much this season has meant to you?
Well, like she said, I kind of did wait my turn, and so this year, I'm getting a chance to be a starter for the first time and play a lot of minutes. So I'm just trying to take advantage of the opportunity, and I have a bigger role in the team than I ever had this year. So. I'm excited about it, and I'm trying to, go out there and play my best and show what I can do, but I haven't gotten a chance to show these past few years, so I'm really just trying to help my team in whatever way I can.
kind of a follow-up to that, as one of the few seniors on this team, have you had to help kind of Alexis with her freshman role and kind of stepping in here or taking on more of a leadership role in the last few weeks?
Yeah, I mean, she's been doing a great job at stepping up and, you know, being a leader. I mean, all the questions that she had, I'll try to be there to help her answer anything that she asks me about, you know, things that's dealing with experience. But other than that, like on the court, she's been doing a great job, and I think she's made a great adjustment, and, you know, she's growing as a person and as a player on the court.
Alexis, back when you were playing with Juicy in AAU ball, do you remember her playing any defense back then? And how have you seen her step up during this last run?
Actually, our AAU coach demanded us to play defense. Actually, that's what our program was built around, us playing defense. So she played defense, but I wouldn't say as hard as she does now. Offensively and defensively, she's been guarding the best players in the previous games we've played. She's just been taking on that challenge. She's been hitting big shots for us, and she just stepped up a lot. She's communicating at the beginning of the season. She wasn't really talking. She stepped up by communicating. Also, she's been helping me. She's keeping me uplifted when I get down on myself and saying, you got it, you'll make the next shot. She's a great teammate on and off the court. When I need a ride or something, she's coming to get me, or if I'm hungry, she's bringing me food. She's just a great person. That's my sister.
For Kalani and for Lauren, and y'all faced it some during the year, but this is a team where maybe everybody shoots the three. How difficult is that to try to get out there when you're used to playing in the post and guarding in the post? And Lauren, I know you've done more of it, but how difficult is that to get out to the arc and defend that?
I think it's been a little bit more difficult for me than for Lauren, with me being used to playing people my size and in the paint. But that's something I've been working on pretty much all year, because Coach said you might as well be prepared for it. Teams are going to do it. So it's definitely been an improvement for me defensively.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult, especially for the team, just because Coach always says to the guards, if you get beat, don't foul them as they're going to the basket, because you have that second line of defense. Me and Kalani are there, but when they spread us out, we can't be just sitting in the paint waiting for them. We have to have a foot in the paint. We have to kind of hedge at them and then get back to our player.
It also takes us out of rebounding, which is another big part of our transition.
Oscar Woodall here, WATB Radio. Again, good morning. Welcome to Lexington. A lot of players have come into Rupp Arena and had difficulties adjusting because of the lights. I know you guys haven't practiced yet, but have you been out to the court and taken a look at the landscape? And have you noticed the lights may be somewhat bothersome for you guys, or for you particularly?
We haven't been out there yet, but that's one of the things that we're going to have to adjust to during this first practice. I think we're going to be doing a lot of shooting. That's one of the things that you always have to adjust to coming to a new arena. So I think once we shoot around a little bit, then we'll be all right.
The tradition of the program and the success, I don't want to see you take it for granted, but what have you come to appreciate in your time, just with where you've been able to go, what you've been able to do with this program?
I most definitely appreciate, winning, really. Every time we win a championship, it's like a new goal that we set, and we surpass it, and it never gets tiresome. And just making it to Elite Eight in general, hopefully in the Sweet 16 as well. We never take it for granted every year that everyone doesn't make it this far, so we just never, look past it. We take it one game at a time and just focus on what we're doing at the moment.
Lauren, same kind of question I asked Kalani earlier, but how much has Matt helped you in terms of your conditioning and just getting you maybe in better shape, more, ready to play more minutes? How much has he helped you in that term?
He's helped a lot. I was out for most of the summer because I had a procedure done on my knees, so I wasn't able to run or anything like that. So once I came back, he kind of helped me. He was going to breakfast with me every morning, making sure I eat good. Like Kalani said, improving our nutrition and just helping me lose some weight, just get my body ready for the season.
Any further questions for the student athletes? All right, thank you for your time and good luck tomorrow.